Welcome to the crafting ant. Tetramorium Bicarinatum again? Yes, them again. We have two colonies. The big one in the large white-tongue flex nest and the small one in the nano from antimatters. But the nano is getting a bit small and they are already nesting in the tubing and we don't want that because of the view. And as I said in the last update, we knew that they would grow too fast. The plan is to put the tetras in a medium flex nest with a white tongue insert, since it worked so good for the bigger colony. And don't worry, the nano will be back. I have a nice colony in mind for it. Okay, here we go. The current setup was built in a few minutes with parts that I had. So this corridor only has 3 connectors. But since we need to expand again, with these fast expanding ants, we will connect a 4-way corridor. The white tongue flex nest and a double drinker. Something like this. Before we continue, I want to show you something that I learned from our other tetra colony. Around 7 weeks ago, I walked into the ant room and saw this. Why are all the ants and brood in the outworld? I didn't have to look far for the reason. The cotton that I had put in the tube of the double drinker was not too big, and they had pulled it to pieces and flooded their own nest. The water did not fit in the corridor and the white tongue acted as a sponge. But the tetras think in challenges, not problems. And the outworld is a bit higher, so they moved there. I dried the corridor with some paper towels. For the white tongue, I decided to do nothing. I could have heated it or taken it out and put a new one in, but I left it as it was. After a few days, they thought it was a good idea to nest in the double drinker. But after that, they moved into the big white tongue again. And we all know that they are doing great in there. Okay, back to the small setup. Time to connect the new section. It's really easy. You take out the bolt, take out the blind, slide in the H connector and place the bolt back again. Let's put some food in the corridor and let them run around. And now, back to the double drinker. Yes, I'm still using them, but I put a way bigger cotton in it. And with signs of pulling, I swap it out. And in the last 7 weeks, this has not been a problem. And I tested it in a lot of setups. As you can see, they are exploring, but that's about it. I have some explaining to do. Yes, the nano is disconnected and empty. In the morning, when I checked up on them, they mostly moved into the white tongue. And I needed some room for another project. And then I made a mistake. The new setups are all bolted together. But the tubing wasn't. While lifting, the 90-degree block disconnected and the ants started running out. I decided to disconnect at the corridor and transfer the leftover ants by hand. Since you don't want tetras running around in your house, I had to hurry. And I did not have the time to grab the camera. And I hear you thinking, but you're making a video about the tetras? Why did you move them? Well, by popular demand, I was making an outworld. This is a small time-lapse of the build. It's a prototype to test the design. It has a printed base, 4 plexiglass walls, a printed ring and a plexiglass lid. I'm happy with the concept. And what better ants to test it than a Tetramorium Bicarinatum. And yes, with the connector, you connect it to a tube or connect it directly to our nest. Of course, we will connect it to a setup, again with a simple swap. This upgrade will give them a lot of space to grow, and that is what they are good at. The setup is going to stay like this for a while. If you also want to help our channel, join our Discord. We have an idea section in the server, and if you have an idea and I think it's good enough to make, you get a copy for free. And of course, like, subscribe and hit the bell icon. Thank you for watching. See you next week at the Crafting Ant.